Hold on, still trying to get these settings from the new live. Hello, Jeff, behind me. Trying to bring up comments and to bring this up, but I can't get it to work. Sorry. I know, totally unprofessional. I don't know why when I did this the other day I was able to see people's comments and now today the comments aren't there. Let me pull up on my other screen to see if I can see it over there so I even know if people are here before I start talking. Sorry. There they go. All right. I'm able to see people's comments. Just took a little bit. All right. My name is Jax West. I run Stephen Avery Project, and we also have our subgroup MAM Gossip, and then there's Justice with Jax, like you see behind me. I now have Stephen's wishes straight from Stephen with the death of his mother. Stephen does not want anybody giving money anywhere that his niece Carla is promoting, whether or not it is the PayPal account or sending money directly to the salvage yard, claiming that it would be for Dolores's services. First of all, Dolores's services have been paid in full and were years ago by Alan. Alan has paid for both him and Dolores. So no money is needed for Dolores's services or lack thereof. Stephen has had to learn the hard way that his family has been using Stephen for their own gain, and that it needs to stop. So Stephen wanted me to tell all of his supporters out there, do not send money to his family. Stephen also is not asking for you to send money to him. I am the one that says, if you are so inclined that you wanted to do something, any money should be sent to Stephen's commissary. You can go to Kathleen Zellner's website, and on her page for Stephen Avery, she lists how you can donate to Stephen's commissary account. And if Alan was in need of anything, Stephen will give him the money for it. Money in Stephen's commissary can go out. Stephen does not want the money going to family members. And he's very upset seeing family members claiming that they need money to pay for Dolores' services when Alan paid for it years ago. Stephen Cathey also does not want anybody buying any merchandise, any shirts, anything that has his name on it. He is tired of his family making money off of his name. So he does not want anybody buying Avery Auto Salvage hoodies or any of that. Anything connected to Stephen, he does not want you buying. These people kept his mother from him. And they knew that she had taken a turn for the worse. Where Alan even told his sons, you need to go see your mom. The end is coming. And they ignored Alan. And nobody let Stephen know. And they kept Dolores from Stephen. Just because somebody is related to Stephen Avery, it doesn't mean their intentions are pure. Look at where the evidence all points is to Bobby Dassey. Just saying. And these people covering up for Bobby keep Stephen and Brendan in prison. So Stephen specifically asked for us here on Stephen Avery Project share with his supporters. He does not want you sending money to any of the places that Carla Chase is directing people to send money to. Stephen is not asking for you to send the money to him. I am the one. And Stephen didn't ask me to say this part. I'm saying it because I have seen, due to posts I have said before, they're like, oh, Stephen wants money. Stephen didn't ask for this money. I'm the one that has said, if you were looking to do something, put it in Stephen's commissary. That is me saying that, not Stephen. All Stephen has said is do not send money to Carla Chase with her PayPal account that she's claiming is Dolores's PayPal, that Dolores didn't even have internet, that she's saying is connected to Dolores's account. It all doesn't matter. Dolores's services, Ellen already paid for them years ago. It's covered. They don't need any money for Dolores. So, no need to send any money at all. Anywhere. But if you want to send money to Stephen, to his commissary, if Alan was in need of anything, Stephen would be so quick to take care of that. As he's done with his commissary money for his mother. So don't listen to what these people who cover for Bobby Dassey are saying. That they are talking to supporters and asking for money for Dolores. Stephen says no. So go to Kathleen Zellner's website, KathleenTZellner.com. You click on the page for Stephen Avery, and then she has on there how you can either put money in his commissary or you put money towards his legal defense. And for the people who then want to talk about his legal defense, yes, Kathleen is taking care of Stephen's case pro bono, which means Stephen doesn't have a legal bill. The stuff still costs money. All these tests, all these experts, all cost money. Why should that just come out of Kathleen Zellner's pocket? Of course, Kathleen, once Stephen is free and he's able to file a lawsuit against Manitowoc, Wisconsin, everybody involved in his wrongful conviction, Kathleen would profit from any money that comes from that. That's not guaranteed. You don't know when and where that's going to happen and what money comes from that, because look at the 18 years Stephen was in prison for Penny Bernstein. He was out for 2 years. There was no money yet, nor did he end up getting it, because then Teresa Halbach disappears. So for him to have a proper legal defense and to have all these experts, it costs money. So if you want to donate towards Kathleen Zellner, or even if she represents how many other people that are wrongfully accused, and you just want to help what she does. So, period. To Stephen's commissary, or to Kathleen Zellner, or not at all. You don't have to give money. Stephen's not asking for your money. You can send Stephen a letter or a card of support. Stephen wants people screaming from the rooftops that he is innocent and that this has gone on too long. Now, we originally had a rally that was scheduled to be the last Saturday of this month that we had then canceled. I had canceled it because I wasn't sure how Stephen felt about it, especially since Carla had moved her party into the same month ours was. So as of right now, ours is canceled and has been canceled for a couple weeks ago. We canceled it. But I will be hearing from Stephen this week on if he does want us to do a rally at Waupun. So as soon as we know details on that, we will bring that. We are a support page for Stephen. We're not here to make friends. We are not here to have parties. We are not here to make money. We are here saying we know Steven Avery is innocent, and what has been done to him is beyond horrible. We have the biggest reach in making a murderer world. Pat myself on the back and all of our moderators here. But we have the most followers. We are a public page. Anybody can be here. You don't have to join. We're not hiding in secret. So we are the vessel for Stephen. For whatever information he wants out to you, we're going to give it to you. And so Stephen today is asking for people not to give money where Carla Chase is directing it to go, and that Dolores's services have already been paid for by Alan. They are not needed or wanted. Do not listen. They took Dolores away from Stephen and cut off his communication. Stephen has not been able to speak to his mother, as Earl said to TMZ, 8 to 9 months. We all don't know how bad Dolores' dementia was. We do not know if she was even able to communicate. We don't know. Doesn't matter. You could put Stephen on speakerphone so he could say something to his mother. They knew that last week she was going to die in that week. Alan knew. Alan was telling his children, go see your mother. They didn't do it. And Stephen was not given the opportunity to say goodbye to his mother. Nobody told him. This upsets me so much. And now just yesterday is when they had their little party at the courthouse, their yearly party, where now I'm hearing back from people who attended that. And the reports I'm getting are not good. Where it was this little clique, and that there are people who came from all over the country because they support Stephen and Brendan. And then there's these other activities that were scheduled, but these people weren't included. Everybody who wants to show their support for Stephen and Brendan should be able to show their support. All supporters should be able to unite together for this injustice. But I will never unite with people who are responsible for Stephen Avery being in prison. I don't care that their last name is Avery. Stephen has been so focused for years on getting home and taking care of his mother. And he has been struggling for months now, trying to talk to his mom. And now she's gone. And his family was a part of doing that to him. So all Stephen cares about now is his dad, Alan, and his cousin, Kim. Those are the only two who are there for Stephen. Kim Vest is saying that Carla lied to her just last week, saying Dolores was fine. You're not the first person who told me that today. I understand family keeping family stuff private. But it was kept from other family like Stephen. Brendan. Why do you stop Stephen from being able to say goodbye to his mother? So I had to come live because Stephen asked. He wanted it out there immediately. No money is needed for Dolores' services. Do not send it to a PayPal. Do not send it to the salvage yard. What you can do, send messages of love and support to Stephen. Stephen needs to know he has supporters all around the world. He needs it now more than ever to hear from all of you that not only do you know he is innocent and shouldn't be there, but that how much you loved and respected his mother. He needs to hear those kind words. It's the least and only thing we can do as Stephen's supporters during this horrible time. So I am going to ask all of you, whether you're watching this live, you watch it later. Stephen Avery Project, we have, how many people do we have that like this page? Over 200 and something thousand people. I want all of you, no matter where you are around the globe, to send Stephen a letter or a card of support. Something. Anything. Need you to talk about his case to people. Have people watch Making a Murderer who haven't watched it. We need this case of injustice everywhere. Stephen has been in prison way too long. Never should have been there. But this waiting game that we're doing right now, that the judges can take as long as they want, let's go. Because now you cost Stephen his mother. The only thing he had. You've taken everything from him. Everything. His children. His freedom. His adulthood. Everything has been taken from Stephen. All he wanted to do is put his arms around his mother and take care of her. And now he won't get that. All the evidence is there that shows that he is innocent. The judges had this in their hands how long? So we have to say enough is enough. Stephen needs to go home and be with his dad. Remember in Making a Murderer where his dad talked about these big tanks he put in so he and Stephen could raise fish together? Need to do that. They need to have that opportunity before it's too late. We see that now with Dolores. Can't get that back. No money can make up for he can't see his mom. Let's not have him lose his dad too. Let's send him home. I will close with how we started. The point of this video: Stephen does not want, nor is it needed, any money for Dolores' services. Alan has taken care of his wife. Stephen appreciates all of his supporters. I think I even have a picture here that Stephen had mailed me once. So let's show this one, where Stephen wrote on the picture, "Love my supporters." This is Stephen with a smile on his face. How long will it be before Stephen can ever smile again? I'm very happy to see Kim on here posting. Kim, Stephen's cousin, that you can see in Making a Murderer, has been the only family member, other than Stephen's parents, that has been behind Stephen 100%. I am so happy that Stephen has Kim. Kim's an angel on earth. He now has Dolores in the sky and Kim on earth. So if you do not hear it here on Steven Avery Project or from Kim herself, don't believe it. Because we're going to bring to you exactly what Stephen wants. Stephen's wishes. We have pinned posts here on Steven Avery Project with Stephen's address, where you can send him your letter of support. Stephanie Kim is in Making a Murderer, and that is Stephen's cousin. And she is lovely. I met her last year. We did a rally at Waupun. And the rally was organized with and for Kim, because the rally that Carla and Barb organize, that's not a rally. That's a party for Barb and Carla. Supporters do go to it because they don't know better. People assume when somebody is a family member that they're doing something in Stephen or Brendan's best interest. Not this family. So Kim had never really felt welcome at the Carla Barb show. And she wanted to be part of an actual rally showing support for Stephen and Brendan. So that's what we did last year. And we had originally organized one to be at the end of this month, but we had canceled it a couple of weeks ago because we weren't sure that Stephen wanted the two rallies in 1 month for him. But we should be hearing sometime this week from Stephen on whether or not he does want us to do something for him. But whether or not there's a rally at Waupun, Stephen needs you all screaming everywhere that he is innocent. Enough is enough. He needs to go home. So I want every single one of you watching this to send him a card or a letter. Tell him some jokes. It doesn't matter. Just send him something and tell him where you're from so he can see just how vast it is that his supporters are all around the world. That all of you believe in him and support him. He needs that now. More than he's ever needed it, ever. We will do a live sometime this week whenever we get the news from Stephen about a rally, if we are to do it. And any other news that we hear from Stephen that he wants to go out. So, there you have it. Dolores's funeral is all taken care of. No money needed. Do not send another dime. And do not buy any shirts, anything that has Stephen's name on it. Those are Stephen's wishes. Thank you so much, everybody. Sorry, I don't usually do live videos on the weekends, but this is kind of important, so had to do it right away. Thank you so much for joining me today, and those of you who will watch this later, stay tuned to Steven Avery Project, where we will bring you news as soon as it comes. And I'm expecting all those letters and cards to go to Stephen, and I'm going to hold you all to it. Okay? We'll talk soon. Thank you very much. Stephen is innocent. Never give up.